Okay, so quick set, race against the ghost. Just decided on a little race to five. It's been a long weekend. Had a tournament on Friday. Ended up having a whole team over here on Saturday, basically for some training and table time. Felt pretty good about it. And before I start my kind of Sunday day of rest, I thought, hey, I'll put together just a quick set and maybe post it online. And here's what we came up with. Race 5, me against the Ghost. I'm going to give a little commentary, kind of. I mean, there was good and bad, as with all things. And without further ado, here we go. All right, so as you can see, got a fairly good break here. Um, Off of template, this break's pretty automatic for the wing ball on this table. Looking here, I'm trying to remember what I was setting up for. The 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 touchy shot's kind of the 2 to the 3, and I didn't really like trying to draw it off from this angle. It's doable, but it's really not steep enough. It'd be real easy to kind of lose it, kind of over toward the 6 ball. I just didn't want to end up over there, so I ended up coming to the other side here and just shooting the ball and stunning up toward the center of the table. That way I could kind of guarantee myself a better angle to hold for the 4. I ended up drawing this back. Um, this ended up being a very straight angle. Um, I didn't actually like the draw. I was really wanting to come up the table just a little further, but this is a nice, just a smooth draw. You can almost use the 6 ball as a break. If it hits before the 6 ball and tangles on it, that's kind of one of the things I was worried about. But wanted to get this angle on the 4 to try to come down that line right there, um, and see if I could pop out over for the 8, and then that would give me pretty decent position on the 9. I think I just shot that with high ball. It was a little tentative. Again, here at this point in time, I'm just kind of looking at making a nice roll on the 8. I'm going to be headed straight at the 9, or a nice roll on the 6. Sorry. So that sets up pretty well. Now, I did get straight on this ball. And the thing here is with this table, I mean, it's real easy. If you try to stun this ball back or cheat it out a little bit, this ball's not going to go in. So here I just decided to go ahead. I looked at the angle and said, hey, even if it stops right there, it's a hard cut, but I can make that on this table. So I'm going to go ahead and let this ball roll forward. Try to give myself. I'll take distance over cut angle a little bit here, as long as it's not a whole lot. And this is a very makeable 9 ball. I think it's well worth the risk. And here I am being human, live on camera, dog the 9 ball to go down 0 to 1 against the ghost. Although it was missed 9. This was after taking about a 2-hour break from the evening's festivities. You know, I hadn't really hit any warm-up shots or anything, so it was just something I had decided to do. So, you know, I can blame the table on this. Here we go from this angle. This 3 balls should be a lock as long as these balls are frozen. I've got a I'm basically trying to kick the 1 ball into that side pocket, and if I can get the wing ball and the 1 ball to go, and that basically turns a 9-ball rack into a 7-ball rack. And I think I've got pretty good odds against 7-ball ghost. So here we are, 2, and then exactly that. I just kind of like backing that up with ball in hand. Little bit of a failure here. That's just not used to the table. That ball was actually just supposed to be a stop shot and stun over to the underside of the side pocket, which led to this big roll to try to get back up for this 7-ball. Turned out really nice. I think maybe just a straight roll, maybe a twist of left hand spin on that, just a hint. And then here, you don't want to do anything fancy here. If you just pocket this ball and let it roll off the rail, it's fine. I was a little tentative with it, and if you see there, that ball kind of leaned off of that rail a little bit. That's scary. But we were able to get it down, so we tied the match up to 1-1. I had decided earlier in the night to practice with a different cue here for a little while. I'm actually using a Jacoby wood cue that has the Jacoby hybrid shaft. I really do like shooting with this cue, just because the way that they cut their shafts, all of the grain runs parallel down the shaft, so it's kind of neat. It almost gives you a sight line. So for anyone who really likes wood shafts, that's one of those ones to have. They're really nice. Okay, so here we have another very doable break. Looking here, that 4-ball's kind of weird, but I mean, all you got to do is roll the ball up here, give yourself a straight in shot on 3, and hold for the 4. But if you notice here, I gave myself just a touch of angle. Now on the video, this just seemed like it looked a lot steeper in life. Maybe I should have taken a little more time, because it looks like I could have just rolled that ball forward. Instead, I chose to hit the stun shot. And this table does play a little fast and a little lively. And you see here, we ended up with this very thin 4-ball. And that's going to lead to a ball sitting on a rail with not a whole lot of angle to work with. So I'm going to try to push this ball to the rail. I was actually playing underneath of the 6-ball. So pocket the 5, play underneath the 6-ball, try to roll up for the 7, but it was not to be. So here we go. Looks like we got action. Ghost is coming on with fury. Humbling sometimes, those little shots. There could have even been a little take it for granted there, because down that rail, that's not that hard a shot. Normally we can just roll those in and they'll float off float off the rail and give us some action up in the upper corner, but unfortunately not this time. We're still hanging in there. We're still swinging the cue. Let's see what rack 4 brings. Just not quite getting that one ball high enough. And here we have a mess. A absolute mess. I'm going to pause this for a second. Holy Moses, look at this. When I first looked at this, I didn't even see that the one ball was still off the table. And I started looking at that too, and how I could play a combo and knock some stuff out. And boy, everywhere I looked, there was trouble here. So let's see how this turns out. I mean, it really looks, and I think what I'm really looking at here is this 2 to 6 combo. The 6 is close enough into the pocket that it looks like if I can get on it, that I can get the 2 ball to come out, and I'm going to have to find somewhere to get some action off that 9-7 too. We've got to get some separation. So we used the most accurate gun we had to try to get down there, and looky here, lo and behold, we've got the little 2-ball combination, 2-6 combo in the corner. Just a little off angle. It allows us to roll the 9 into a healthy spot, and all of a sudden we're coming up spades here. Now we've just got this off angle cut. Hardest part about this is trying to figure out how to get another shot on the 2. We came out far enough. Look at this, 1 rail up for the 3. Now we're looking pretty good. If you can get up that rail kind of toward the side pocket a little bit, maybe the 3rd diamond, you could really just kind of plant this 1 rail and come back at that 5. That's kind of what I was thinking at the time. And here I took just a little extra time because, until this ball gets past that 7 ball, you're kind of dead in the water. I really wanted to take a look at that angle and see where I needed to get to in order to kind of get past the point of no return. And there it is. So really, I mean, I honestly thought this was a dead rack when I started shooting, but sometimes fortune favors the bold. Little stun. Probably shouldn't have left that sitting on the rail, but from this distance, it's really not a problem. It's going to get us back to a tie ball game, 2-2, people. we've got some matches that we played earlier in the night with some of my APA team, and I'm gonna post those up. Maybe leave some commentary on it. All right, 2-2. Just looking for a little momentum now. Just made it through a good wreck, tough wreck. See what we got. As you see, we got the wing ball to fall, got the one ball to fall, got another ball to fall. I mean, anytime you can turn a 9-ball rack into a 6-ball run, hey, we're good. This bank didn't set up too bad. Hardest part's trying to hit the 2 square enough so that it kind of stays in front of the pocket and gives you an angle to get back at it. I really love this shot I'm about to hit. Um, Shout out to Demetrius and his second Diamond Superhighway right here, boys, because this one's coming. Saw that shot as soon as it laid up like that, and knew that with just a little extra side spin, I could keep it high enough to stay off that 8-ball. Now the 4-ball here, a little soft. If you pay attention to that, it looks like I might have hit that with just a touch of inside spin, and I think that was unintentional, just the way that I rolled it. This here is actually just a little swerve to try to miss this 9 and get this 6-ball in the pocket. Just enough. Left a fairly routine 8-ball. This is a shot we've been working on. How to transition these shots into nice, repetitive 9 balls, 8 balls, whatever that money ball is. And as you see there, that's you really couldn't want much more than that. Now we're looking good. Put us up 3-2 over the Ghost. Table's not exceedingly tight, um, but it plays very lively. All of the cue action on this, the rails are extremely springy. The felt is very slick. These balls are very clean. So this table, although it is the pockets are forgiving, the position is not always as such. But it does help you work with soft cue ball maneuvers because you can do a lot with the cue ball at some very slow speeds. Um, you know, if you kind of get into that little finesse game, this table will help you. You know, I really wanted to say that I saw something hard on here. Um, and I just didn't. It just looked open to me. Um, Kind of all the balls lead to one another. You know, the 3 to the 5. You kind of got to make sure you've got the right angle. Here, I'm just rolling forward to try to give myself an angle on this 2. Um, Originally, as you see there, I tapped the table. I wanted to actually be a little closer to the side pocket so that I could come one rail and out. We ended up straight. And here, I want to leave an angle so that I can turn this ball back up table. So this is just a soft stun, maybe a little draw. You know, you're not really trying to draw that ball because if you just hit a stop shot there, you're still okay. You can still cut it in and kind of get some spin up table, not bring the side pocket into play. And then this is just a rolling stun, low right, bounce off the rail, give yourself an opportunity. Kind of the same shot here. This is just a left hand spin, maybe a tip of left, just to pocket the 5, come off the rail, and kind of widen this angle out. Straight is okay here. You know, if I ended up straight in here, that wouldn't have been a problem at all. Because a stop shot into the side pocket is golden. And it looks straight on the camera, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. I don't know. I've got an overhead view of it, and man, it looks like you can just poke that ball right in that hole. But when I was at the table, that was not the case. So I ended up hitting a kind of a throw shot here. Just trying to aim it at the point and then put enough right spin on it to kind of throw it into the hole. And that got us a little too far down the table. So here I'm taking my medicine. As you see, I intentionally shot that into the left-hand side of the pocket, well, the right-hand side of the pocket from where we're looking, to try to just give myself a touch better shot on the 9. I had already dogged one earlier in the set, so I really didn't want to face that one again. So here we are on the hill. Go me. Couple nice little transitions. Um, yeah, yeah, it felt pretty good. So let's see what we got here on the hill. Line ball was headed for the pocket, and cue ball decided to get in front of it and slow it down. And again, you know, 3 balls on the break. Exceptionally good breaking tonight. Um, you know, and that's the first key to trying to trying to beat the ghost is making sure that you can kind of give yourself as many early opportunities as possible. So make sure those balls are linked up on that 9-ball rack so that you can kind of guarantee that wing ball. And here I'm just looking at the angle I want to be at on this 4 ball because, you know, basically if you get from the 3 to the 4 with ball in hand, you get that line. It's stop shot, roll shot, shoot to 9. So I took a little extra time here. I felt like the 4 ball was really what I needed to be sure of. Decided to use a soft stun and got in pretty good shape here. Little spinning stun, low left, Uh, I don't think there was a whole lot of low on it. I think it was just below the equator. Um, just let the spin kind of drag that ball down the table. Very controllable. Must have had a little angle there, because I know I was originally planning for a stop shot, but the one rail slow roll is very acceptable there. Managed to come up for what looks like a very good angle here to advance this ball. I just want to get a little closer, maybe, you know, um, just so that I have something on this 8. Now, I know that originally I was planning on shooting this soft draw, because I think a soft draw here with just a touch of left-hand spin is going to take you into a nice line on that 8. I didn't want to come too far, which it looks like it overrolled a little bit. I'm going to draw this ball back. And here you are, scratching side. Nope. I guess that's the advantage to having a little luck on your side, because I could have overcooked that, planted it inside. Sometimes you got to shoot what the table gives you. But even leaving that ball, I think my original shot was just to play that low center and let it drag back a little bit, because I was willing to take a hard cut on the 9. I got just a little more into it than I wanted, but it still wasn't enough to make it to the side. So I guess by accepting the harder shot, I ended up not giving up a free game to the ghost. So there it is. Little race to 5. Strong comeback. Managed to plant 4 in a row on the ghost. Until next time, shoot 'em well.